Hi, it's Sarah here from Thriving Solo, and today I want to talk about some client acquisition strategies that worked for me. Um, these are things that I used in my own clinic. This is a little bit of a case study. I just want to share with you what actually worked for me and just reassure you that what what worked for me in the past won't necessarily work for you. We all have different styles, we all have different energy levels, um, different introvert versus extrovert levels. So I just want you to take today, from what I'm saying, those things that resonate with you, and if something doesn't, just ignore it. You don't have to try everything that I suggest, but take those things that actually gel with your way of working and see whether they can work harder for you. Because we're trying to find ways to make things easier, faster, and if some of these strategies help you to get new clients or even retain more clients, then I'll be happy. Some of the strategies I'm going to talk about will help you get new clients, and some of them are to stop clients from leaking out of the back door, and both of those do matter. It's usually much cheaper to keep existing clients than it is to find new clients. And we're looking today at real clients, not vanity metrics. We're not wanting to talk about lots of different strategies that might work in practice, but you don't know until you try them. So this is for people like solo acupuncturists, as I was, but also other hands-on health providers that don't need more ideas. You just want moves that you can repeat without becoming a full-time marketer. So that's what we're going to look at today. Simple, low-cost, repeatable strategies. And I would say that one of the key things is to fix your intake process first. It's really your best way of getting new clients in through the door and keeping those clients. I got more clients after I made it easier for people to become one. I had a system, I had an intake system, but it was a bit spread out. And it was only through actually running my business day to day that I was able to figure out how all the parts fit together. I spoke about this recently in the real cost of waiting to start your practice, because it's one of the little things that you can only fix when you've actually been operating in the real world for a little time. You can't find out what needs fixing until you're actually using those systems. So what did I do? I actually tightened up my how to book process. I found ways of putting a booking link in more places so that people could go there directly. There were fewer forms to fill in along the way. I tightened up the forms. I made sure that there was a confirmation email so that people were clear on what happened next, what the next step was. But the biggest thing I think was actually when I allowed people to book online, because it meant that they didn't need to get hold of me first to find out what times and dates I had available. By having an online booking system, they were able to go straight there and book in with me at a time that suited them. And what we're doing is trying to make sure that it's easy for clients to get hold of us or to get into our booking system. They don't quit because they don't like you, they quit because it's confusing or because there are inbuilt delays, and they've had enough of those inbuilt delays using mainstream healthcare systems. So friction kills bookings. So add one small doable action to pick one friction point and fix it this week. That's one of the key ones that I would say. Another one is the Google business profile and reviews, but even more so just the Google business profile. This is the sort of how people find you nearby strategy. It's one of the things of us having a business that is located physically, not just online. And it means that people can just Google acupuncturist nearby, physio nearby, massage therapist near me, and Google will bring you up in the results. So you need to make sure that in order to do that, you've filled out all of the relevant information. You've filled out the basics fully so that it's clear what your hours are, what your services are, and that there's some contact information. It's good to ask for reviews so that those reviews can show up as well, and we can go on to have a look at a review script in future videos. But just make sure the basics are there. Even having the basics there makes it so much easier. I would find that people had found me online, but they'd found me online by Googling acupuncturist near me. So that's one of the other key sort of factors that helped me. I would say that just sort of niching down. I know everybody talks about niching down. It's really quite a buzzword, but when I first started, I was trying to link to all the things that acupuncture could do. I'd link to all the conditions that the British Acupuncture Council named in their marketing blurb. And I think it's helpful to have that somewhere within your website, so that people can just reassure themselves that what they've got is something that you can help with. But to be quite honest, if they are Googling for somebody that is local, they will then get in touch with you and ask, can you help with this? So the thing to do is to find those people that you most want to help. So what is the service? What is your key service that you provide? So I was providing pain management for women over 50. And when I simplified my message from trying to cover all of the conditions that acupuncture can help with to, who I was wanting to help, what I wanted to help with, it helped me then be able to set out what a first appointment looks like, because a first appointment for a woman over 50 needing pain management can look quite different from a young 20 to 30-year-old bloke that has got muscle problems from overworking in the gym, for example. So it really helps to pick out who you're helping and make sure your messages are targeted at them. Believe me, it doesn't prevent other people from contacting you, because if somebody has got a problem, they are wanting a solution, they're usually primarily wanting somebody who is local that they can get to within a set period of time. So the next thing was my referral system. And one of the things that I think helped me is that from the very start, I would mention my referral program as part of the intake so that they were aware that there was a referral program. It wasn't a major thing, but it gave them something. They knew straight away that I had a referral program and that therefore they could refer people to me. And often I wouldn't raise it again after that intake process until we started having some progress, some success, and I would raise it again to say, oh, well, if I've helped you with this, please remember to tell friends and family that might have got the same problem, that I could also help them. Often they'd perhaps raise that they'd told a friend, and I'd give them a couple of business cards. Now, that probably sounds really old-fashioned, but of course it's because I'd got an older clientele, and a lot of them didn't do things online. Of course, if your main client group is very online, then you can look to do referrals and bookings through that system instead. So make it easy for people to share with their friends and family if you've been helping them. So the next thing is really, like I said, about client retention being client acquisition, because it's cheaper and kinder and a win-win for both you and the clients to keep good clients rather than replace them with new people. Most of us are working in a system that won't fix things overnight. Most of us are working with a system that you're going to need so many treatments to be able to improve things, plus to actually just maintain things. It usually happens that it's better to have a treatment every so often to keep something at bay rather than allow it to come back and have to start all over again from the beginning. So the things that I did to encourage that was I improved the rebooking. At first, I would feel uncomfortable about raising the idea of the next appointment. I'd let them get in touch with me. When I shifted that to start to encourage the next appointment within the current appointment, things changed quite drastically. And people weren't put off by it. They had a sense of certainty. They knew where they were going next. They knew that, and I would, depending on what their program was, I'd say, well, at this stage in your treatment, a weekly appointment is best. Shall we book you in for this same time next week, for example? As things started to get better, we'd perhaps say, okay, let's stretch it out. Let's go 2 weeks for the next appointment, for example. So you need to give them a clear next step. And like I say, raising that within that appointment actually made it clearer for them. I wasn't forcing them. If they said, oh, I don't know what my calendar looks like, then no problem, come back to me. But please be aware that, this is a popular day, it might get booked up. And the busier I got, the truer that got. So they actually did start to see the benefits of booking within one session. And most of them would actually bring their diary with them. A lot of them, it was a paper diary. Like you say, an older client group, most people would just be able to check on the phone and check that they could do it. So what I would suggest, like I say, is to work on retaining existing clients just as much as acquiring new clients. Some of the things that I stopped doing was trying to be everywhere at once, trying to be everything to all people. Like I say, it helped me focus on who are the people that I want to help, and other people that are outside of that are still going to contact me. When I think I can help them, I will. And if I think they'd be better suited to somebody else, then I'd refer them to somebody else. And similarly, those referral people would refer back to me. So I think that this is one of those things, like I say, this is how I was operating. Please take from it, what you think might work for you, and just pick one of those and give it a try this week. Okay? So have a great week, and I'll see you again soon.